It can only be attributable to human error.
You're entering paranormal.
He meddled in things that you people. He meddled in
Slug.
things. He meddled in things.
Where will we go next? It's a phantom from another time.
No one but the mother.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
That is one big pile of shit.
Christmas Eve, children fear his name. He looks a lot like Beelzebub, but they are not the same. He travels around with Santa Claus. Saint Nick ain't his friend. He comes from the northern Alps of rural Switzerland. Because he's Krampus, Krampus. I'm telling you all about Krampus, Krampus, Krampus. Swing your birch switch high.
Thank you for that, Jasmine. Welcome to Cryptid Campfire.
Thank you. That was a song, obviously, about what we are talking about today. Krampus, the legend. I'm trying to find the name of the person who sings that song so that I can give him proper credit. I have it at the very bottom of my notes, so let me just scroll right on down there.
Well, Jasmine's looking that up. Welcome to Cryptid Campfire, everybody.
Yes.
I'm Alex.
I'm Eli.
I'm Jasmine, and that song that you just heard was by J. Dobbs Rosa.
Dope.
J. Dobbs
So what
Rosa.
is a Krampus? Because I did no research. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey,
Yeah,
Merry
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
This is a special episode. We're talking about Krampus, which apparently Eli has no idea what that is, but I think he has a general idea.
I have a general idea.
Yeah. Well, here. What's your general idea of it? And then we'll school you.
We'll tell you if you're
Okay,
right or
so
not.
it's an evil Santa Claus that eats children. I did no research.
It's okay. It's okay.
So I have it's a pre-Christian Alpine tradition, companion of Saint Nick, only in several regions, and you can offer Krampus schnapps, a distilled fruit brandy, instead of cookies and milk. So he's an alcoholic. So
Yeah, hey, man. You know, it's Christmas time. Everyone likes a little bit of eggnog around the chimney. And,
well, I guess this guy goes straight to brandy. So
yeah, I mean, hey, you know, he's acquired taste.
okay.
But the Krampus, he is believed to be a long-horned, shaggy, goat-like monster with a long, angry face and a forked tongue that visits misbehaving children to punish them if they've been bad around Christmas time. It is believed that he will give out beatings, kidnap children, and he even takes them down the hell for a year sometimes.
Oh man, just a year?
Just a year.
And
They get
come
off
back
easy.
next Christmas?
Yeah, they come back next Christmas, and if they were good in hell, then they don't have to go back.
I want my Christmas gift to be coming back to Earth.
But yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily say it's so interesting trying to figure out exactly who Krampus is the companion of, because there's all of this backstory between Santa Claus and Saint Nick and Kris Kringle and all that, but the main companion of Krampus is Saint Nick, because that's who people celebrate in what country are we talking about today?
It's like Germany and Austria.
Yes, that's right. Austria and things like that. He travels with Saint Nick. So the tradition for Christmas in this region is not so much Santa Claus coming down your chimney and leaving gifts. It's more Saint Nick coming and either leaving fruits and goodies in the boot that you put out on your front lawn, or birch sticks or switches or whatever you call them from Krampus.
Is this only in Europe? Can I leave a boot out here in Los Angeles, or will someone take it?
Someone will probably take that boot.
It's gonna be like on the telephone wires.
Okay.
In parts of Europe, they don't celebrate Christmas on December 25th like us God-fearing Americans.
Okay, when do they celebrate it?
December 6th.
Yes.
Shit, we missed it.
Yeah, we are way past it.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the second Christmas for us.
Second Christmas? You celebrated on the 6th?
Yeah, what the heck?
What'd you do?
I drank some schnapps and beat children with a bunch of sticks.
Are you Krampus?
That's my goal to be. I'm working my way up. But so December 5th is known as Krampusnacht or Krampus Night. which sometimes he appears in the streets, walks around, whips people, gives out sticks if you've been bad.
Yeah.
And then,
this is wild.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's definitely like, man, Germany and Austria and like all parts of Europe, like they do Christmas right because it's like if you've been bad, you get beat up and taken to hell, and if you're good, you get some like old fruit and dried nuts from a old kooky old man.
It is so interesting.
In your
though.
shoes.
It is interesting though because, like, Krampus, he's not really a bad guy. Like
he just has a bad life.
He's just doing his job.
He's like the executioner. It's like he's not bad. He's doing his job.
He's not the devil. But some do say that he's the son of the goddess of the underworld.
Whoa.
And that would be
Hel.
Hel.
It's just one L, but
who is the daughter of Loki?
Yes.
The daughter of Loki?
This is this is Norse mythology, in case
Whoa.
you couldn't catch on to that.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. So apparently, he may or may not be the daughter of
the son of
the son. Yeah. You know what? He doesn't need to adhere to your gender norms. You know, he can be whatever he wants. But he, for all technical, scientific beliefs, he is the son of the daughter of Loki. And he travels around with Santa sometimes and
Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nick, as he's known. And
Wait, so where does Saint Nick live? Because Santa lives in the North Pole.
Well, that's the thing, Eli. Santa and Saint Nick are possibly two different. It's a whole big jumbly thing.
I saw this whole cartoon about Saint Nick about how he was working with rock monsters to create presents.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw it.
But listen, because here's the thing.
Sure you did.
Saint Nicholas was a real person. Like, he was a bishop, and he was celebrated for his gift giving. And
let's talk about old Saint Nick first.
Okay.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
Because we have to differentiate between Santa and Saint Nicholas because
gotcha.
it's a confusing topic.
All right, so we told you a little bit about Krampus. Travels around with this guy Saint Nick, who is not Santa. Saint Nicholas of Myra was a real person. From March 15th to 207 to December 6th, 343.
So 4th century.
4th century. And,
3rd century? I don't
what the hell? You know what?
Let's just throw all the numbers
Take your
at it.
centuries and beat it, okay? He was an early Christian bishop of ancient Greek city, in like modern day Turkey, during the time of the Roman Empire. He was a patron saint of sailors, merchants, archers, repentant thieves, children, brewers, pawnbrokers, and students. And he had magical powers. He was basically
rock
a
monsters.
Well, he basically was a wizard.
Oh.
Because early stories tell of him calming a storm at sea.
He performed miracles.
He chopped down
With
a
rock
tree.
monsters.
He apparently chopped down a tree possessed by a demon.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty rad.
He was like the real life Witcher.
He was like the real life Gandalf.
He was all of them.
Yeah, he's
up.
the prototype.
And Ganondorf or whatever his name is.
No, that's Ganondorf from Legend of Zelda. No, it's different. Get
I
out of here.
I don't know.
You know what? Before you come in here dropping your references that nobody knows, I want you to stop for a moment.
I'm the one who does that.
Yeah.
But he was a real historical person. He was celebrated for his gift giving. He was imprisoned for his faith. He gave freely and openly. He defended his faith with zeal. So this is where the legend of Santa is born from. Like,
and yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just I want to say a couple more things about Saint Nick, and we'll go into Santa.
You better have some rock monsters in there.
Even better, he was a necromancer. Stories.
And he was a Catholic bishop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
He dabbled in the dark arts.
What?
Stories tell that he resurrected 3 children
What? Oh,
who had been murdered and pickled by a butcher.
Oh my gosh, yes! I
Planning
listened
to
to
sell
this
them
story.
as pork during
Yes.
a famine.
So
Oh
these
my.
kids, they went out, right? And they didn't think that they could make the trip in one night. So they saw this butcher's house and they like knocked on the door and were like, "Yo, can we stay with you for the night?" And he was like, "Sure, absolutely." As he like chops a pig up with a knife, right? And so then like the kids realize that they're in danger because this is a time of famine and like this butcher is about to like kill them and like eat them. So I'm like really excited because
it's pretty awesome.
I just listened to this story today and it's so weird about how it even relates to Christmas whatsoever. But anyways, yeah.
This is like the real meaning of Christmas.
So the butcher butchers these kids, right? And then he like
pickles
puts them.
them.
He puts
Oh
them in
my
a barrel
God.
of brine for 7 years.
Oh my
And then all of a sudden,
God.
Saint Nick just shows up at this dude's house, and the butcher's like, "What can I offer? Do you want some pork? Do you want some of this meat? We have plenty of meat, all this stuff, blah blah blah." And then Saint Nick's like, "I want the pork that's been in the barrel for 7 years." And then the dude's like, "Oh my gosh, how did you know?" And then Saint Nick's like, "If you repent, God will forgive you." So he repents, and then he goes and then he opens the barrel, and then he resurrects the children, and then they come out and they talk about how rested they feel and how I know it's crazy.
After sitting in pickle juice
Yeah.
for 7 years?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you.
It's great for your skin.
Yeah. This old crazy guy resurrected children, killed a demon tree.
So yeah.
He apparently got defrocked at one point because he slapped some guy who was a heretic.
Wait, what? Defrocked?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Kicked out of the church.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then he became a necromancer.
Yeah, and what's funny too is because he's known as like the patron saint of like brewers, because people like would do stained glass windows of him with like children in a barrel coming out.
Oh,
But
okay.
nobody remembered the story. So they're like, look at this guy with like a barrel and kids. He must love kids, so he's the patron saint of kids. And he's got a barrel, so he's the patron saint of people who brew beer.
It was a wild story, but
And
that's Saint Nick.
That's Saint Nick, and we'll end Saint Nick's tale on quite possibly what I want for Christmas.
Oh dear.
And so he was a real person, and he died at some point.
Yes.
And did he wake up?
No, but they put his body in a sarcophagus, and then it got raided.
Oh jeez.
And then people started like taking bones from the skeleton
Shut up.
and like trading them around the world.
No, they did
And there's
not.
pieces of Saint Nicholas all over that people
Wow.
claim were
Is
his.
this true?
Yeah, they straight up stole his like parts of his body,
Oh
and
my
This
there's
has got to
gosh.
be on eBay.
they've been known to like have like magical powers of like curing people and like bringing good health and luck. And like if anyone out there is like selling any pieces of old Saint Nick,
That is crazy.
we could add him to the Cryptid Campfire Museum.
That's insane.
We're building a museum?
So you're talking about old Saint Nick giving out presents. People were giving up pieces of his
Goodness
skeleton,
gracious.
and that's old Saint Nick.
Yeah, which is, again, I feel like we use the word interesting.
Just kidding. These are dinosaur bones.
I mean the same thing, right?
I feel like we use the word interesting so much on this podcast, but that's like the best word. But
really?
like,
That's interesting.
but Saint Nick, as we've said, real person, but he's celebrated as like a mythical being now
Mhm.
because he's supposedly the one who leaves the gifts for the children on this holiday that they celebrate. But again, Krampus is his buddy, his partner. Like
Yeah.
they travel together.
And I mean, it makes sense because he's a necromancer and he's got a devil hanging out with him in chains that whips people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like he went full on dark mage.
But that's interesting because Saint Nick is clearly, by his name, Saint is a Christian dude.
Yeah.
And they're saying that Krampus might be pre-Christian.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of koala.
a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Also, I guess before we get to the big man himself, Santa, there's talk that he's Odin from Norse mythology.
Krampus
Yeah.
or Saint Nick?
Santa
Santa is
It-
Odin?
is a corruption of Odin.
Wow.
I heard some talk about that. Too.
Yeah, let me go
Have
ahead
a
and,
holly jolly Christmas.
as I throw
Odin.
lightning bolts at you.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see. So some cult gave away St. Nicholas bones.
Sick.
There's a chapel in Rome that has his index finger.
That's
Oh,
gross.
sick.
It's fucking awesome. Part of my language. Prior to Christianization, the Germanic peoples, including the English, celebrated a midwinter event called Yule. And during this period, supernatural and ghostly occurrences were said to increase in frequency, such as the wild hunt, a ghostly procession through the sky of like ghosts and like weirdos. But it was led by Odin, who would like show up, and everyone would have like this big old feast and hang out with ghosts, and sometimes get presents and get drunk.
Sick.
And so basically, like, there's talk that like they just took Odin and made him Santa.
Oh.
As I bastardized the story and all my facts.
Well, what's crazy about Krampus is that he is celebrated, like even more so than Saint Nick. There are festivals
Yeah.
devoted
People
to
dress
Krampus.
up.
People dress up. We didn't even really talk about what Krampus supposedly looks like, did we?
Yeah, he's like a goat guy.
Right. Okay.
He's got one human foot, one cloven foot.
Yes. So
Yeah.
people dress up like this creature, and I read online that these things can get scary because these people will literally beat people with birch branches.
They have a new rule now for the Krampus festival, to where people have to wear numbers on their Krampus outfits.
No
so if anyone gets out
way.
of control, you can say it was Krampus number 5 that beat me
That
up.
is
Yeah,
crazy.
people get way too into it.
Yeah, I read that there were the people will hit, push, and whip spectators at the parades. It was a bummer because I was trying to find the original article that this quote came from, because I was reading one article, and then you know how some of the words can be highlighted and you can click on them and it'll take you to another article? Well, I tried to do that and the link was broken, so the original article apparently doesn't exist anymore, or it just can't be found.
They got sucked into a parallel
But it said that
dimension.
there were savage beatings, and like people's thighs and shins would be like beaten, and like there would be Krampus people chasing down kids and sitting on kids, and just it's crazy
Sounds like
to
The
me.
Purge.
Yeah.
It's really
Hey,
weird.
that should be the next Purge movie, to where it's just
Purge.
Stanley's Krampus.
Krampus.
Christmas night.
What would it be called? Krampus the Purge or The Purge Krampus?
It'd be called the Purge Krampusnacht.
Yeah.
The night he came home and whipped everybody.
The night he came home. That's what it would be called.
But
Yeah.
The whole point of Krampus is to try and scare kids into behaving for the
Yeah.
whole year.
No,
Th-
we're
it's-
here to beat kids into
it-
submission.
It's one of those
Yeah.
things that it proves that if you want people to like be good, you gotta threaten them with violence. Because we're all a bunch of dumb, dirty animals that are prone to
Well, I read about
mucking around, and you gotta beat them into submission.
Yeah, I read about some families that would hang
Their kids.
No.
That's
Jesus.
what I thought.
No. They would hang birch is it swatch sticks? What is it? Birch what now?
Yeah, it's basically just like
Oh, switches?
Switches.
like really rough sticks that you can whip people with.
The birch
Right.
twigs. So the families would hang the birch twigs on the wall in their home as like a decoration, but also to remind kids to stay in line or Krampus is gonna get ya.
Yeah, it's like, because we have the mistletoe hanging up. It's like, oh, gotta give a kiss. They're like, uh-oh, the swatches are on the wall. Don't stand underneath it or you're gonna get beat.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but other than what we've discussed, there's not really any more information on Krampus. Like,
Has there been Krampus sightings?
Not that I read about.
I mean, all you really need to know is that, like...
I'm sorry, I just remembered something.
No, you go ahead.
You just asked if there were sightings, right?
Yeah.
So I tried Googling taken by Krampus,
Oh, no.
hoping to find, like, tales and stories of, like, people who claimed to have been taken by Krampus as a child and, like, dragged to hell and all that.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
But instead, I found a holiday monster erotica, so I closed that tab
Oh,
real quick.
man. Wow.
It's funny, too, because, let me see. Krampus is known as the horn dog.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
he
that's
is
right.
depicted on many postcards as pursuing women.
Yeah, buxom woman.
Books
What?
of women.
Buxom women, BUXOM, busty ladies.
Oh.
And that's like the same article where it says that he's the son of hell in Norse mythology, but he also has like traits from like other figures in Greek mythology, like satyrs and fauns. So yeah,
That's kind of
old Krampus. He's a hornery old dog.
Yeah. Don't think he's real though.
Don't let him near your children.
I don't.
You don't think he's real?
I
You didn't
mean,
believe in him when you were a child?
We didn't know about him. Krampus wasn't a thing in the U.S. I mean,
they told
as
me
of
about him.
2015, it was because they
he's
made that
migrated.
movie. But that's true.
No, they told me about him.
Your parents told you about Krampus?
No, they.
Who's they?
The Wendigos.
What are you talking about,
The
Eli?
Wendigo.
The Wendigo that would go
Just
out of your
kidding.
house
I
and eat
didn't-
bananas.
Did you guys see the 2015 Krampus movie?
Yeah,
I did
it's
not.
really good.
I watched it.
Is it?
I actually Googled the end scene. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but I remembered the movie so well that I wanted to watch the ending scene again because I was so satisfied with it. I was like, yes.
It's
Yes.
a good
Is it
movie.
really good?
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
it's like a kind of a horror comedy.
Yeah.
Like
It's dark, but it also is kind of so ridiculous that it's funny.
Oh.
yeah, and Adam Scott's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I've seen that guy multiple times. In my
So
life.
have I.
Yeah, me too.
He's always there.
He is.
Always there, always watching. It's so ominous. So let's see. Let's check off the list. We talked about old Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about the bones of old Saint
I
Nicholas.
feel
We're gonna
like
track one of
Saint-
these
Saint
down.
Nick was like cooler than Krampus.
I mean, like,
Well, like we said, Saint Nick was real. Like,
cause Saint Nick, like, as much as Krampus is cool, I think Saint Nicholas is cooler because like he owns Krampus.
yeah.
Does he really?
Well,
Cause like the whole thing is like Krampus wears chains because he's basically like trapped by Saint Nick, who carries him around and is like, you know what, go beat some kids.
This is insane.
And like Saint Nick is a necromancer, and people like steal his bones, and and Santa Claus might be Odin,
it's crazy.
who like
we
flies
gotta-
around in the
Christmas
We
is
sky.
have to
Yeah.
go. We have to go to Krampusnacht now.
Yeah.
We
I'll
have to-
pass. I would like to not be beaten
Well,
with
I
birch
want to
twigs.
dress up as Krampus and beat people up. That
You
sounds
go right
awesome.
ahead. I will stay here.
Everyone gets so upset about like Merry Christmas,
Oh,
Happy
God.
Holidays, Season's greetings. I just want to go out there and say season beatings.
Season beatings.
So, what do you guys want to talk about today?
Well, I was just.
where
well,
are we right now?
Eli said that they told him about Krampus when he was younger. But
That was a lie.
That's a
It was a
lie.
joke.
right.
Oh,
But
the thing is,
did
they have to
you-
be funny to be jokes.
Oh my god. Why are you roasting me so hard?
But my question is, did you guys believe in Santa? Because I did. I was a hardcore Santa believer. Let me tell you, I did not take any crap from anyone at school who tried to tell me he was not real. I would have taken that to the grave. Let me tell you.
Well, I mean, as a kid, I believed in the bastardized, commercialized version of Santa that
Yeah.
like drinks coke
Of course.
and like is a jolly prowler who breaks in your house and
Uh-huh,
leaves
yeah, yeah, yeah.
presents. But like now, I'm like, well, he is real, and he died back in like the 4th century, but he still lives.
Well,
And we can own a piece of him if we could track down a bone.
oh my god. I mean,
What if we had like Santa Claus's skull?
Jesus.
Could you imagine?
Oh,
We could put a hat on it.
I listen, when I was a kid, I did the whole milk and cookies thing. I made the reindeer chow, left them carrots. Did you guys know that like NORAD tracks Santa? Did you ever look at that?
No.
Like
You mean the Google tracker?
not what do you mean the Google like NORAD, like the space people. They track Santa. Why are you looking at me like that?
What?
Have you never heard of NORAD tracks Santa?
No, I know the Google thing where if you type in "Where's Santa Claus right now," it shows you a map of where he's going.
No, I'm talking
Whoa.
about NORAD tracks Santa.
Yeah, they
okay?
started doing that a few years ago. It's pretty dope.
NORAD?
No, the
Oh,
Google.
Google. Oh, I was gonna say. I was like, no, I've been doing this since I was a kid.
NORAD.
What is NORAD?
NORAD is
Is that the National Defense?
yes,
They're gonna shoot him out of the sky?
no,
NORAD.
no.
They're like, we love your presence, Santa, but we're keeping an eye on you in case you ever turn to any radical ideas.
This stuff was lit. Like, let me tell you, when the what the heck does NORAD stand? Oh, North American Aerospace Defense Command. I don't know how that spells NORAD, but they track
selectively.
I guess so. They track Santa, and they tell you when he's coming to the U.S., and they have this little satellite image, and it's computer generated, and it shows the reindeer, and Rudolph's in the front, and they're like, kids in the United States better head to bed soon, because Santa's on his way, and then they, like, track him with his little, like, GPS thing. It was lit. Let me tell you.
But Google does the same thing.
Christmas. I don't care about Google right now. NORAD tracked Santa was where it's at. Okay,
I'm not
we
gonna
would
lie.
rush
This
home.
sounds like a weird, like, brainwashing thing.
What?
Like, when you think about it, you're like, Santa's coming. Go to bed. We're tracking him. He's real.
There was one night where I was sleeping. It was Christmas Eve. I went to bed. I was waiting for Santa. I had to pee so bad, but I was genuinely afraid to get up because I was afraid I would walk in on Santa and then he would, like, take all the gifts away and leave. But then I heard my mom walk through the hallway and I was like, Mom! She was like, what? I'm like, did Santa come yet? She's like, no, Jasmine, Santa didn't come yet. I'm like, okay, because I have to pee. And then I went up and went to the bathroom and it was all fine. But
One of my buddies back in, like, 1st, 2nd grade, we lived next door, right? So I
to Santa?
No, we
man.
lived next door to each other.
I know.
Okay, and
I'm
so,
sorry. Santa gets me hyped.
So
Yeah.
he believed in Santa and I did not, cause my dad was like, Santa Claus is real, and then my mom was straight up, Santa's not real, only Jesus is real, and I was like, I was like a little kid.
Your
so
world was shaken.
I was like, what's going on?
What
And so I
happened?
went over to his house and he was like, Santa Claus is real, and I was like, no, he's not. And then he was like, I guess that makes sense. And then he was like,
Wait.
I think one time I saw my mom putting the presents under the tree. And I was like, yeah, it's your parents who put them. He's like, then why do the gifts say they're from Santa? And I was like, because your parents write that. And I think I shattered his worldview.
So basically, you were told the magic man in the snow who brings presents and flies is not real.
No.
But the magic man in the sky who watches over you and is all present is real.
Yeah.
Very conflicting.
Yeah, it was a confusing time. But I think I turned out fine.
Yeah, I mean, you got a podcast.
I got
You
a
have
podcast.
My own personal theory is that Santa does exist and that he still exists, but he gets don't even give me that look right now. Okay, listen. I'm telling you that Santa's chilling at the North Pole and he's letting the parents do the hard work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So why?
Because he's lazy and fat, but he still exists.
And he's missing fingers because people done stole them off of his body.
I know.
And he's
Santa is the magic of Christmas.
He's too busy house training Krampus.
Oh, Santa.
Oh man, this has been a lot of fun.
This has been a wild
Wild history ride.
We've had... How many episodes have we made so far?
This will probably be the...
Is this,
according to...
This would be the 9th.
Well, according to Alex's list, it's the 12th.
Oh, well, because I separated the...
Yeah, he separated the plesiosaurs.
Just to let you guys know, I have a list in front of me of all the cryptids that we covered this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got some feedback from the podcast. Most of it's been positive.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few, things that people think we could do to kind of make it more engaging. So our first few episodes, we talked about the cryptids, kind of gave some facts about them, research, but we never really came to a conclusion as if they're real or if they're not. I think that's what the people want to know.
Part of the reason that we don't do that, though, is because we've talked about this off the mic, but the reason that we called this Cryptid Campfire is because people tell stories around a campfire, and that's essentially what these mics are for us. We like to talk about these stories and talk about these legends together and bring you guys into the listening. We're not out to try and prove or disprove the existence of any of these creatures. We may share our opinions on them, but the main goal of this podcast is not to prove or disprove anything. It's to simply talk about them for entertainment. But because we did receive that feedback, I think we're going to take a minute.
Give the people what they want.
We're gonna give the people what they
throwing that
want.
all down the drain now.
Well,
Yeah.
no. We're still... Listen, I'm still sticking to our main idea. But just for kicks and giggles...
Schnitz and giggles.
Schnitz and giggles.
Let's just humor the people who think that we should come to a conclusion and kind of talk about our opinion real quick just about these different creatures and cryptids that we've talked about so far and what our personal conclusion is on that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start.
So, number 1, baby. Loch Ness Monster.
Fake.
Real.
Loch Ness Monster, possibly fake. Creatures that we have not discovered that are similar to a Loch Ness Monster, probably real. There's so much of the ocean that we haven't discovered, and so much that we can't get to.
Yeah, but the loch. I'm talking about the loch.
Okay, well, when you told us what we were researching, you said plesiosaurs. So
But we got the list there.
Plesiosaurs.
We got the list.
Listen,
Loch Ness Monster
The
has
Loch-
been proven to be fake.
the
So.
Loch Ness Monster is real, but not in the way you think it is. It's a demon conjured from hell
Oh,
by
Jesus.
Aleister Crowley.
Okay.
You listen to me? So real. Matter of fact. Next one.
All right.
I think it's Ogopogo.
Okay. That was the one who eats horses, right?
Yeah, it's the Canada one.
Canadian one.
Yeah.
I think he's real.
Definitely real. He's a big old snaky monster that lives in the water
Yeah.
and eats horses and sometimes eats cowboys.
Yeah.
No opinion, because I genuinely don't remember talking about that.
Okay.
Solved. Next one. Champ. The one that's got his own Little League baseball team.
Yeah.
That's
I think
all I
he's
remember.
Real. I
Yeah.
think he's real. 'Cause
He's
there
real
was
enough
that-
to have a baseball team. He's
There
real
was that
enough to
Olympic
me.
swimmer who said it swam next to him.
Yeah.
I believe him.
And he was in the Olympics, so he would never lie.
He would never. You can't put anything on the internet that's not true.
Yeah, it's matter of fact. Wikipedia all the way, baby. So, Jasmine?
Sure.
Yeah.
Champ.
Heck yeah.
Sure.
Marking it down.
Alright.
Next one, El Chupacabra.
Fake.
What? Of all people, you?
Yeah, I don't think
the
it's
way
real.
the way you go and say everything's fake. I am shocked.
Really?
No. Chupacabra, I think it's real in the sense that there are dogs running around with mange, biting the necks of goats.
Yeah. Okay. I'll agree.
But also I think the other one's real too. The one that's like a little green guy with sharp teeth that flies around and looks like the monster from Species, also real.
I don't know. Just because it looks like the monster from Species, I don't buy it.
Hey, listen, if it's on the big screen, there's some truth to it. Okay,
Okay. All right.
Jasmine?
I think one of the most interesting things that we talked about when we were discussing the El Chupacabra is how recent it is, being in the
Yeah.
90s. So, I mean, I'm not going to be able to make a definitive answer for any of these freaking things, okay? I believe that there are animals and creatures out there that we have not discovered and cannot capture. I mean,
Cannot classify.
yeah, there's...
But we're still gonna ask you every single time.
That's fine. El Chupacabra, I don't know. Maybe.
The goat sucker.
All right. All right.
Next, we got the walking pants monsters that everyone knows and loves. The
The
Fresno
hoaxes.
Nightcrawlers.
Hoaxes.
Okay, yeah,
What?
I am a firm believer that this is a hoax.
Are you-
There's
are you-
only been two or three videos.
Yeah, like 3. Yeah.
Are
They're
you,
cute and I like them.
Yeah.
And
are you calling the entire town of Fresno liars?
No, I'm
Are you
calling
calling that one poor Polish man
You know what?
a liar?
I recently discovered that I have multiple friends who are from Fresno,
Oh.
and they've never even heard of them.
Are they from Fresno or did they just pass by?
No, they grew up in Fresno.
Guys, I'm so sorry, but I just got a text from Andy Grammer. Legit, this is so off topic. I
Oh,
love Andy
wow.
Grammer so much. He does this thing where he texts fans. I just got a text back. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm freaking out. Okay, go listen to his
Like a
Hey.
personal
like a
text?
personal text. Andy Grammer just texted me. I'm freaking out
It's
right
a
now. I'm
Christmas
sweating.
miracle.
I am gonna send him the video, the link. I don't even know what's happening right now. This
You're
is
gonna,
such a
you're
weird
gonna make
episode.
him listen to our podcast?
Maybe.
Oh,
Are you gonna
no.
send him the Bronze Age?
Oh no! Oh,
Oh,
my
no.
gosh, I'm so excited! Holy crap! Okay, woo.
Okay,
I'm sweating.
alright.
I'm sweating. I'm
Gain
sweating.
your composure. So Fresno Nightcrawlers, we all unanimously agree? Real.
Yeah, sure, okay.
I don't know. I mean, they are mentioned in vaguely Native American folklore.
You're vaguely Native American. Okay.
There were sticks that looked like they had legs. But
What's the next one? Alright.
real quick, but we can all agree that they're adorable as heck.
Yes.
Yeah. That's true.
Next, we got the Mongolian deathworm.
Oh, fake.
Fake.
Fake. I don't think it's real.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's out there.
I mean,
I think people believe in it, but I don't think it's real.
okay, sure, why not?
Well, okay, all right.
Yeah, I think he's real. I mean, I want him to be real because that'd be cool to have.
Because he spews venom and farts out electricity.
Yeah, I love the idea of a creature that's venomous and poisonous at the same time. Jasmine?
I don't think the Mongolian death worm is a thing, but I think when we did the episode, we discussed
there's that weird lizard thing.
Yeah, like there's something out there.
Something out there. Next, Flatwoods Monster.
I think
not
people.
Real.
Yeah, not real, but I think people think they saw it.
It's a fun thing to think exists.
I'm sorry. I don't.
You guys are just like killing the podcast before my very
I'm so sorry. But
We're supposed to believe in
Hey, I believe in Squatch hardcore.
Okay.
I will defend Squatch to the day I die.
That's a later episode.
That's a later month.
Spoiler, everybody. Next year we're talking about Bigfoot.
Yes.
So you look forward to that. Flatwoods Monster. Yeah, I mean, maybe it was an owl in a dress that scared some kids.
An owl in a dress?
Yeah. Or maybe it was a reptile that was like in a spaceship that scared some people.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, Flatwoods, Virginia has a festival about it, so at least they're making money off of it.
Oh, yeah.
Next, I wrote Bronze Age fish people.
Yeah.
Fish people. That was a disaster.
Bronze Age sea people.
Yeah, I don't think the Bronze Age even happened.
It was just fake news.
It's just fake news.
Who wants bronze anyway? That's like
Yeah.
third place. You know what? Down the crap.
That's such like a Bronze Age thing to
Yeah.
want bronze, you know?
It's just like settling. The settling
settling.
age. No, I mean I think the Bronze Age happened. Do we know what destroyed it? Yes. Time travelers.
Yeah, time
from the
travelers.
distant future.
And don't forget the Atlanteans as well.
And the Atlanteans and some bad pollen.
Yeah, all of those things.
I see people, man. They
The
were
sea
people, but they weren't weird creatures, and we don't know exactly what happened.
What if it was just a mistranslation, and instead of it being like SEA, it was SEE, like I see people coming.
Oh my gosh.
Next one, the Yeti.
I'm sorry, I don't believe in it.
What?
There's no evidence for it. There's
Except
nothing.
for that book that I found that said that Yeti women have big boobs.
Oh,
my
they put them over their
They put 'em
shoulders.
over their shoulders.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. The Yeti, yes, he's real. And he's an interdimensional being that phases in and out of the snow. That's why we can't find him.
Huh.
One of these days, we're going to put a big old hug around him and capture him. And we're going to get him so the Nazis don't.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Jasmine?
Yeti, I think, is this... we talked about it in the episode. It was mostly just supposed to be, like, a legend and a story for, like, moral behavior. So I don't think the actual creature of the Yeti exists.
I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, this
You know,
fight
this,
mark.
see, this is, no, but, like, really, like, this is why I didn't want to come to these conclusions. Like, this isn't the fun part.
I agree with you, Jasmine.
These are what the peoples want.
Jasmine, you're not having fun because you're texting Andy Grammer.
I'm so hot right now. Like, I'm sweating so bad.
Text Andy Grammer what he thinks about the Yeti.
I'll get on that real soon.
Everyone, let's tweet Andy Grammer what he thinks about the Yeti.
Please don't do
Be
that.
the number one trending topic on Twitter. Andy Grammer, what is his stance on the Yeti?
This episode is so everywhere. It's the end of the year.
Yeah, it's end of the year.
okay.
We're going crazy.
Wait,
yeah.
we got a few more, right? We got the Dyatlov Pass.
The Dyatlov Pass.
Well, that happened, so.
Well, that happened.
I mean, that happened, but how it happened and why is the question.
We do know what happened. And if you want to know, watch that episode. But it
Watch
was a thought-out dinosaur.
Yes.
Next we got
Wendigo.
El Wendigo.
I think Wendigo psychosis is real.
That's been disputed too. I mean, because when I was reading about it, it said something about how Wendigo psychosis was an overall catch-all term for like anybody who was suffering a mental breakdown or mental illness or something like that. So it's disputed among professionals, but it's definitely a thing.
Yeah, so the Wendigo psychosis probably exists in one way or another. But also there is a monster out there that's 15 feet tall and will eat you. And is made out of ice, and it has a little tiny person in his heart that you can stab.
All right.
Yeah, and last but not least is the episode we're talking about.
Krampus?
Krampus and Santa.
Dude, Saint
Sure,
Nick
what the hell
is-
not? They're real.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's go with that.
What the heck? Thank you for
You
listening.
did this to us, Reddit. You're the one who made us decide.
Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed listening to us talk about all these cryptids throughout the year. We've had a lot of fun talking about them, researching them. We hope to see you guys in the new year.
in the new year?
In the new year. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year's.
Merry Christmas to all. And to all. Say it, Eli.
Good
a
night.
good. Well, you didn't gotta say it with us. And to all a good
Krampus
night.
knocked.
Okay.
All right. All right. See you next year.
But this is important because in the wilderness and in these parts of the world where these legends come from, human survival depends on cooperation between people and the sharing of food and possessions. So anybody who refuses to share their resources, especially in times of like starvation and deprivation, they're considered a monster. There's a historian named Sean Shulman who says that the Wendigo is seen as a symbol of greed in modern society, as manifested in capitalism and corporate consumerism. But the creature has also come to serve as a metaphor for the injustices that Indigenous people have faced in Canada. I don't know much about those injustices. I didn't go into that with my research, but that's essentially what the legend of the Wendigo really means.
Yes.
And, might I add...
Absolutely.
When I was researching the Wendigo, another similar creature popped up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys heard of it. It's called the Waichuge.
I don't think I read it.
And it's a creature appearing in the legends of Athabascan people.
This did come up.
Yeah.
But I didn't write it down.
Yeah, it's in Beaver Danze mythology. It is said to be a person who is possessed or overwhelmed by the power of one of the ancient giant spirit animals. It's not related to a psychosis, as with the Wendigo, but more related to becoming too strong.
And this is up north, like in Washington, huh?
I believe so. And these giant creatures are crafty, intelligent, powerful, but they somehow retain their power despite being transformed into normal-sized animals of present day. So I guess they kind of shapeshift a little bit.
No.
And then this guy, Professor Robin Wrightington, he came across the stories while speaking to the Danze of people of the Peace River region in Western Canada. And they believe that you can become a Waichuge by breaking a taboo and becoming too strong. Example of these taboos include having a photo taken with a flash.
Okay.
Listening to music made with stretched string or hide, hence guitar music.
Oh, what?
Yeah, or eating meat with fly eggs in it.
So I guess we're all
So
witchy
basically, it's like, if you take selfies, you're damned to become a monster. You listen to acoustic guitar music, you're gonna be a monster. You eat at McDonald's, you're gonna be a monster.
Damn, I'm all of those things.
Yeah, and I guess they're pretty smart because they like to lure people away with their cunning.
Ooh.
And
Plus
and
5 skill points.
yeah, +5 arrow to the heart. And in one folktale, it is made of ice and very strong, and the only way to kill it is to throw it on a campfire and keep it there overnight until it has melted. You could say you could throw it on a cryptid campfire.
Hey!
Oh!
I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I think we're coming to a conclusion. I guess, like Jasmine said, the Wendigo, more tales, like to be a better person, don't eat your fellow man,
Yep.
don't hide in the woods and get covered in snow and be a weirdo.
Don't be selfish.
Don't be selfish.
Share your resources.
So the Wendigo, mostly tales of caution.
Yeah.
But also there is a giant monster out in the forest that will eat you and rot everything inside because it is real.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're cracking it right open.
You're now entering a parallel
That's
dimension.
a big pile of shit.
And okay, so if I want to text you or tweet you about my wildest Wendigo theories, how do I reach you?
You can reach me at Twitter. I am at AlexDaiKaiju. I'm also on Instagram, also AlexDaiKaiju. Yeah, so you can tweet at me, and I'll probably respond.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter too if you like. It's at Jasmine Mayw. That's JasmineMaeW.
What about you, fella?
I'm at Eli Watson. Or no, wait,
Oh,
that's not
a lie.
correct.
That's a lie.
You're
I'm
at-
so sorry.
Oh my
At
gosh.
EJ Workshop.
It's over. We're done. Restart. Back from the beginning. It's over.
We need
It's
to
trash.
re-record this entire episode.
Good luck with that.
You know, we're going back to episode 2 and restarting everything. You know what?
Yeah.
Scratch the whole season,
Yeah,
guys.
you know what? We're gonna be I don't know.
Yeah, because I thought this was about the Flatwoods Monster.
What the hell?
Thanks for listening to us talk about the Wendigo.
Yeah.
We're in our little fun winter series. Tune in next week for the
Something special.
mother of all cryptids.
Heck yeah. So tune in next week. Please give us 5 stars on iTunes. I don't know if Google Play does it, but what the hell?
Oh, fun fact, if you listen to Google Podcasts, you can change the speed that you listen to it.
No,
I don't know if
Jasmine.
anybody knows this, but I had a blast
Jasmine was like
listening.
paralyzed with laughter.
Oh my gosh, I was literally,
I was
change the
scared.
speed to 2.5. It is hilarious. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you,
We'll catch
everybody.
you
Have
next
a
week.
great night.